So I've got a question for you guys. If a streamer rocks up at 20 past 2, but never actually committed to being here at all, are they late? I choose to believe no. 'Cause I didn't plan to be here this morning. I'd planned to be in the gym, but circumstances. So I'm not, but I am able to be around still, so yeah, so I'm here. And I want to there we go. I want to do more planning stuff today. Made a lot of notes yesterday in the morning, a little think about some themes and some things and stuff, and I got a pretty good idea of the direction I want to take things. So I am going to be myself and be impatient, and I'm just gonna kind of jump straight into looking at the sword because I wanna start there. Of course I do. I already have like plans for the sword, but in terms of like design, less so. I have ideas, but nothing concrete. So let me take all of the things that I like, put them in one place, or at least something akin to one place. Everything I think is relevant to the sword and stuff. So really, probably also this. Don't do that. Do this. Yeah. Do I need that? No. So actually, I can crop this like that. Move that along. What do I? Should have brought my mouse down. I know I said yesterday I couldn't be bothered to take it from my main PC, but I'm going to be doing majority computer stuff this morning, so I should have done that. Oh well, say you live and learn, but I only do one of those things. It's arguably the more important one, so oh well, I guess. Trackpads. This is going to be probably kind of painful for a lot of people to watch, so I do apologize. Thing is with this trackpad as well on this laptop, it's actually kind of broken, and I've been meaning to get like a crummy cheap USB Wi-Fi Bluetoothy mouse type thing, but I keep not doing so. See, I think I like that bit more than some of those bits. But then also those are good. Mm. This is design specific stuff though. Like this is not as deep as I'm making it, perhaps. In terms of scaling, I may have cheated slightly and had a little look at things outside of the stream. Sorry, I can't help it. These things live completely rent free in my brain at all times, so I'm constantly thinking of stuff. But I may have had a little look at stuff. And in terms of scaling, it looks to be the case that the sword is pretty much bang on the height of Link. Now I'm gonna kind of, I'd say, double check that, I guess, but I'm reasonably confident that is a thing, which is hilarious because that just means that, is that going to save me much space? Yeah, if that's all that takes. Because that means that my first ever, like, big prop build is going to be my height. Uh, I don't know. I'm at a point now when nothing surprises me, so, you know, pretty okay with it, really. So, what I did was I looked up this. Then I was ideally going for, 'cause this is the one I found originally. Yeah. No, don't open that. Open the image, dang it, trackpad. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. So that's what I found originally. And I'll level with you. I held the tape measure up to the screen, alright? And when I did so, the dims matched up as far as Link's height versus the whole of the sword height. And, yeah, just, whelp, I guess. But I really wanted to be using the this. So where did I end up going in the end? Pretty sure I ended up looking just on the wiki. Yeah. Okay. Scrolly, scrolly, scroll. Pictures. Do, 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 do. There was one of this one. This one. So, this one was useful, not in terms of the sword, but I know I was talking about the debate around the hem of the tunic and whether, because the concept art versus the models, like, it's a solid looking skirty thing, and I'm basically not going to be able to tell properly until I look at how the model moves, which is fine, but I just, ooh, sorry, I love transparent backgrounds. But that's just useful, and I wanted to steal that real quick. Now, can I find... That was the other thing, the height. The height, because I'm interested, you know? I'm interested in things being as canon as I can possibly make them. Um... Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. That's what I need. Because lore is obscenely important, but I need to not get hung up on that at the minute. Because I will just get distracted. Okay. Breath of the Wild. Well, Majora's Mask is what I'm really going for. Okay. So this is something that I intend to not actualize, but get kind of close to. I have plans. I don't intend to make it like function exactly the same way, but I wouldn't be myself if I didn't take my first ever big prop build and decide, you know what, this can be more complicated. So I'm going to attempt to incorporate electronics into this thing. Because I hate myself, apparently. Okay, alright, you know what? At this point it is apparent. It is super apparent. I will just own it. Screw it, I'll own it. Da, 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 da. Yada yada yada. Okay, whatever. Right. Useful. That's the thing I need to look into. So let's go. Let's learn to spell. Ah, this. Right. Give me an image. Epic and cool. Go here. Here. So in terms of scaling stuff, I have a painfully basic method of doing this. Like it's really, really rudimentary. But it works. And it's one of those things like I've always made stuff without the use of like super involved tech or much realistically. I've always just kind of done stuff like in the most basic way possible because my resources have always been super limited. Now, I'm definitely at a point these days where I could invest in useful programs, better tech, yada yada. But also, I kind of enjoy how dumb my methods are. Like there's a degree of satisfaction that comes from kind of the drunk kung fu of cosplay, you know, like this thing that has no right to work but somehow still does. Shock damage, useful info. Okay. Ah, okay. So is this in? Yeah, this is Skyrim crafting. Okay. I was gonna say because the design of it is unfamiliar. As far as it giving me the basic shape, that is useful. So I'm not super bothered. Okay, there we go. That's probably that's probably better. I just read Orcish and was like, hang on a minute, this Skyrim. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. We know. I just need decent reference. Perspective, unhelpful, unhelpful. That's why this is more useful to me. And this is where the lines start to get blurred in like what is and isn't canon. And this is why it's then useful to look at references, because so the green still crosses over, but then that's flipped. So I think the blue goes through the middle. But again, that's why 3D models are really useful, because you get a better idea of what it's actually meant to be doing. Because concepts are great. You can't see shit, whereas in something 3D, you absolutely can. So when I'm looking at this, the blue goes behind the green. Cool. But what about facing the other way? Then the green goes through the middle on that. Trying to decipher this is going to suck. Pretty sure the green goes actually slap bang through the middle rather than going directly behind. Because the blue is always on top of the green from what I've seen. Then the green's on top of the blue there. So, yeah. Then I don't know whether that's just something that they did on that statue of their own accord. It's here, green is over blue. Ugh. Give me a 3D model, dang it. Let's see what else I can find. So that's green over blue. So at this point, I've seen both. Unhelpful. So, can I find... So looking at that, does that look like it goes through? Looks like it goes through. I mean, realistically, for scaling stuff, I don't need to know this. But in terms of my overall sanity, I want to know how this is meant to go together. Alright, fine, don't load. See if I care. So that's, again, hard to tell. Because when people have done this before, they've done it through the middle, which is gonna suck if true. It would be much nicer. Yeah, I've seen the version this guy made. It's awesome. So cool. Pretty sure, again, it goes through the middle. Let's find out. Let's see. It's just obscene. How cool is that? It's awesome. Jeez. That is disgustingly cool. I'm not making a metal sword. That's not going to happen. Yeah, that is definitely going through the middle. Really, I I don't enjoy that as an idea. I'd rather they just laid on top of one another, but I've got a horrible, horrible feeling I'm gonna have to put this like one blade through another one. And that is not ideal. It's just trying to get things at the right angle so I can see. That is also obscenely cool. Good grief. And this is where it would be useful to have. I mean, I could look at a mod, because it's probably going to give me a 3D turnaround, right? Ah, go away. Reject all. Go away. Good grief. Okay. Does that look like it's going through? Hard to tell. And it looks awesome as far as mods go. But it's still hard to tell. The that for me then looks like the green is sat on top of the blue rather than cutting through it. Just because of the fact that the thickness in here, I would expect this to continue down and go under and cut in under here as well, but because they both edges end at the same point, that looks like it's laid on top. But I can't tell without having a 3D reference. And it has to be something official as well. Because I don't want to faff if I don't have to, realistically. Yeah, that's what I mean. That, again, is on top rather than through. I think most people go with through when they make it, which is completely fair, to be honest. I think I need to look at more models. Is that going to show me any better? No, that's tiny. Great, of course it is. Because the statues are good, but again, in terms of being canon, it gets trickier. Because it would make my life a hell of a lot easier if I could just have the blades one over the other. I have a horrible feeling I'm going to end up having to cut through. Let's see. Because there was an eBay listing for the statue. Is it this one? Can't tell. Just need to be able to get big enough images. Oh my god, go away. No, stop. Just want to be able to see the sword, guys. Please. Please. Have mercy. It's too early for this, man. That is tiny. This is always the most painful part of any cosplay project. Just like researching. Oh, I hate everything. Just researching practicalities of stuff. Because that is blue over green, but I'm pretty sure we've seen green over blue as well. Okay, so now I know that that is a thing. So that's fine. If I then see green over blue, then I know. There we go. Right, green over blue, there. Blue over green, there. Awesome. Then I don't have to cut through the middle. And that's all I care about. Epic. Okay. Okay. Let me just do this to make the point. Do that. Do the thing. Do the thing. Right. That. Then there is other one, which is, if that's blue over green, I want to find the green over blue. There it is. Good. Fantastic. Right. And as far as sources that I can trust, this is a pretty trustworthy source. Please, trackpads, I beg you, stop doing this to me. I'm going to kill someone. Good enough, good enough. Right. That is all I need. It's all I need to prove that it doesn't cut through the middle. And actually, you can see the dark spot in here where the green blade on top casts the shadow on the blue underneath. Absolutely huge. Okay, awesome. Alright, that makes this a lot less painful, believe it or not. I'm a lot less bothered now, knowing all of that. And you also get a better idea of what they've done with the guard. It's pretty much the same as that. It's at least similar enough that I can use this as a frame of reference. Or, because again, perspective is a thing that I'm very wary of. I kind of prefer using this over using this. They are slightly different. And I want to use canon sources as much as possible. Again, perspective is lethal, and at least the other one is symmetrical. So maybe I'm deep in it. Maybe I'm just deep in it, and I need to not do that. It depends. If I can get any better picks of the sword. Potentially not, to be honest. Might be the best one I can get. I may have to make do with this. So I can always mirror stuff, it's not the end of the world. Right, I'm going to duck out briefly to go and get a drink, and then I will be back to continue torturing myself. Okay, I'm back. Drink retrieved. So... yeah, I'm inclined to use this one. So... I'm actually... gonna make a new... background. But it needs to be white for what I'm doing anyway, so whatever, I guess. Need to shrink this so I can see it. I don't know. How does it work on OBS? Does it still look okay? I think it might be screwing that up slightly. I don't want to block too much of the Google feed. So, I think I know what I did. Alright, hang on. I do that. Okay. Then, once again, I'm a professional. Clearly. Clearly a professional. Ah! Why am I like this? Please stop. Trackpad. Stop! I'm so upset. No, I don't want to put that there. Why would I want that? I don't. What does that mean? Go away. Jeez. So upsetting. Alright. Don't move, damn it. Right, I'm gonna save this as... that. Sure. Let's do that. Then... now I have no idea whether I'm going to be able to get this to work or not. Literally none. But it's not going to stop me trying. I can just... where is the thing I want? There. I can draw a pretty straight line from... I cannot tell for the life of me. I think that's straight. I sure hope that's straight. So then make it slightly thicker so I can see what I'm doing with my life. Then, basically want that to sit slap bang through the middle. So that's actually not a terrible guess. Don't snap, damn it. I'm gonna do a thing. And that seems way out. Let's cease with that. Realistically, that looks pretty okay. It's not bad. I think it just gets a little screwy by the time it gets to here. But as the blade goes, that looks to be relatively okay. Oh, hello. Ooh, okay, interesting. This is all stuff that I should have known as a PowerPoint user of many years. But thank you, I did not know that. I think this is the trouble with my methods, is they're pretty slapdash. So sometimes things are just they don't work the way that they should, because I don't actually know what I'm doing. I don't know whether I ever gave off the impression that I did. But rest assured, I do not. Now, in terms of sorting this out, can I just... I do, in fact, know enough to do the thing. In fairness, you'd be surprised. You don't even need to do that for cosplay. All you really need for cosplay is the determination that you don't need to know anything. As I like to think I'm proving by the fact that I didn't know about the line thing. So now if I do this, then I kind of want to make that central. If I'm going to do that, I suppose what I can do, go away. Let's put that right on the edge of that. And then I should be able to make it, yes. Okay. That gives me a good idea. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Still kind of want to... The fact that it snaps is going to throw me off, though. That's going to have to be good enough. That's going to have to be good enough. I think I'm deep in it again. So, from there, all I want to do is try to grab that to that to there. I have to crop it, then okay, but I shouldn't have to. Then, ugh, go away. Right, in theory, that is now a usable thing. Whole heap of in theory, but allegedly. I'm so... trackpads. I'm very, very close to just going and scavenging for my mouse, because this is pain. Okay, I also need to have all of this from landscape to portrait. Hoping that's how you do this. There we go, portrait. A4, cool. It's gonna have to be scaled, because that is gonna be important. Right, now I have this, which is its own thing. Trackpad, stop. I'm literally just gonna have to go get my mouse. Because this whole process is entirely reliant on sticky key. Right, that's it. That's it. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Tapping out. I'm going to go and get my mouse because this is pain. This is too much. I can't do it. Right. Bear with me while I go have a mini breakdown, but also get my mouse. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. That is infinitely better. Good God, why didn't I do this sooner? Right. So, back to the thing. Oh, thank you for waiting. I had to set up some other stuff as well, because I'm gonna need it for this. So, the plan from here, this is where it gets interesting, right? 'Cause so the way I've always done things like this is I will consider the scale that I want to work with and how big I want something to be in the end. And I will then make the image of that into that size by editing it on here. And then it will obviously be way bigger than the slide it's currently sat on. So I will then go through painstakingly, piece by piece, and condense the image into several different sections that when I print them all out and tape them all together will make the end thing. And there will be much nicer ways of doing this, but this is the way that I've always done it, and it's the way that is free and uses software that literally anyone can get. So I'm at peace with it. I also hate learning new things, so I'll just do it this way. It's fine. Everything's fine. So I might crop this slightly at the very top, just because perspective exists, and I feel slightly better about that. So, at this point, if everything's pretty much cropped end to end, which I'm going to say, yeah, good enough, then I'm going to change the height, this, to my height. Now, my actual height is about 5'8". I tell people I'm 5'9", but I'm 5'8". But also, I need to consider that shoes exist, wigs exist. So if I look back at this, is when I was measuring this, it came just shy of the top of his fringe, which I would then say is closer to the actual top of his actual head, right? That was also from the boots to the top of the head. So I'm going to say I can get away with 5'9", and I can then feel slightly better about myself in the process. So then I'm going to be a complete scrub and Google 5'9" in cm. So if I call it 175, just because that's easier than messing around. Jeez. All right, this is going to be a mess, so bear with it. Height 175. Cool. All right. This is where the fun begins. So I'm then going to copy this and yeah, this is going to suck. So let's start with going to the very bottom, please. Right, I'm going to get rid of this one for now. It's just going to confuse things. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom, crop it, take it all the way up. And I'll just be doing this for a while, so don't mind me. Okay. All right, that gives me a better idea. Yeah, literally. It's going to be one of those, and I can only apologize. Right. So let's stick that so that's roughly in the middle. It won't be, but good enough. Now, it's not necessarily going to matter where all of this aligns, so I can line it up again after the fact. So that's not really a big deal. But what I should have done is align this to the middle to start with. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can deal with it afterwards. It's fine. Definitely fine. So all I need from this is that. That's fine. And take it down as far as I can. That's too far. Not quite far enough. That's good enough. Okay. That is then enough to work with. So then in theory, just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and put in an additional one here and just do that. Because then if I need to get back to the original, I can, but I should be able to do that. Get rid of all of that. Do that. Do that. And then, ha 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 ha, excellent. So I then know that I want to be working down from this point. So all of this can do whatever, because the very top needs to be this. That's where I'm working from. Going down from there. Don't mind that hanging over for now. It's pretty whatever, to be honest. Working with that. That. Yeah, this is where things are going to start getting interesting, to be honest. So I'm going to want to take this all the way to there. And all the way to there. And as far down as I can get away with. It's probably too far. Yeah, good enough for now. A tiny bit. Fine. Fine, whatever. Then, as I say, this is where it gets interesting. Copy that. Paste that. Well, actually, don't do that. Do this first. So if I start with the right-hand side, do the thing, do the thing. There's a slight overhang up the top. That's a good thing, really. It gives me a better idea of exactly where things are lining up. And this, not quite. Better. I'd say if I take it up to the line, the very edge of the line, that gives me an idea. Then copy that, go here, do that. And if I know I'm working from the other side of the line, I can crop it up to the line and then past and what there roughly about that. That and that. Those, if I kept a little bit extra, that would be fine. Just as long as I can line everything up, that's all I'm particularly bothered about. All right. This is the bit that's going to take me a while. So this is the part where I think, ah, yes, the music thing. I should have sorted that. My B. I got this. Thank you. I will definitely have this. I promise you that much. I will have this. Um, but it's gonna take a while. And again, that's why I do these at like the crazy times in the morning. Because why can I not just do the thing and then layout? Where's the layout? Ah, everything is slightly different. I don't care. Oh well, I'll just keep doing it like this. Yeah, that's why I do these kinds of things at the crazy times in the morning. Because I get the feeling there is going to be less interest in the more tedious things. Whereas, like, when I come to actually making stuff, I'm probably still going to do crazy times in the morning, to be honest. Who am I kidding? I'm kidding no one. I'm very grateful to have you along. I'm very, very grateful. It's nice to have company at this sort of time, you know? Don't get me wrong, I enjoy being on my own, but like it's just nice, you know? Just nice. Okay, that's slightly further than I wanted. Thanks. I appreciate it. As I say, it's nice because like I'm very much not accustomed to, I suppose, narrating what I'm doing with stuff like this. But I'm super keen to show people how all of this kind of works, you know? Yeah, that should then line up. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Then I think it's just one of those processes. It's a little bit nuts, you know, and it's just kind of nice to. It's fun. It's fun to show people how nuts all of this actually is. There's always more to these things than I'll ever have time to like explain at meetups or whatever. There we go. All right. That is the easier way of doing this. Cool. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it's that kind of thing that like I've always been super interested in other people's processes. Am I doing that the right way or am I getting confused? No, I'm getting confused. Okay. There we go. That's the right way to do this. Okay. Ah, not a bad guess. I'm going to take it up slightly just for the sake of paranoia because I don't want anything to get lost. Okay. Only cosplayed the one time, but my process was just hope and pray. That is that's pretty much, you say, "Oh, I've only done it once." No, no, no. You you're one of us now. That's how this works. Hoping, praying, and hot glue. That's how most of this works. But I'm looking forward to seeing what other things you come up with, because you never just go the one time. That's not how any of this works. It's merely the beginning. There will be so much more. You got the bug? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that thing will follow you to the ends of the earth. Been doing this a very long time. Jeez. What's the maths on that? Let's see. Minus 18. Oh no. I've been doing this for 15 years. Oh my god. Okay, that's a sentence. Yeah, that is dangerous math. That is very dangerous math. Yeesh. But then I suppose I did start doing this very young. I did this the wrong way again. I did start doing all of this very young. So I suppose it's fine. But I have not stopped since then. I've only got more outrageous. Well, okay, we'll call it ambitious. How about that? That that feels slightly better. It's ambition is a good thing. That's fine. It's also kind of willful omission of a lot of the truth, because it is majority just ridiculous. I'd be mad to refute that it's just majority insanity, because it so is. It's a lot of insanity and then a lot of, well, why couldn't I? Which is always dangerous. Yeah, most crafts. Yeah. I think that's the thing, is a lot of it is just like, you need to be slightly audacious with it. Otherwise, you just won't ever do anything, you know? Yes. Oh, yes. And it's something that I've been noticing more and more. I think now that I'm rocking with the confirmation of, yes, I definitely have this thing. And I've started kind of observing it a lot more. I think it's one of those, like, because I'm not really like a community sort of person. Like, I'm kind of a loner, not like a sad way, just in like a, "No, I enjoy my own company" sort of way. But now that I'm getting to know more people and I'm getting involved in more community stuff, like, there's a lot of this around in these kinds of spheres. Like the creative spheres, there are an awful lot of people with ADHD, with autism, and similar sorts of things. Like, yeah, ignore the bot. I will fix it eventually, but it's low on my priority list. But yeah, like, there's a lot of people who are rocking those kinds of things. I can get away with putting both of these on one page. I've got a guillotine. I can cut them after the fact. So let's just do that. Nice. If I do one top, one bottom, then that's probably going to be fine. Please line up. Yeah, I couldn't have done any of this with a trackpad. Good grief. That would have been just a terrible, terrible idea. All I need is the very point. Let's get rid of that, let's get rid of that. Now of interest, can I then align these? I can. Which says to me that I can steal that from the original thing. So I wonder how much of this I could actually fit on one page. Because this is the part where I start thinking, okay, but how do I conserve print ink? So if I take this, put this on here, do that. Ah! That's the other thing with this. All right. Do that. Yeet this all the way down to the floor. But yeah, I think creative sorts of interests tend to attract those kinds of brains. Particularly, I found like ADHD, because I know for me, it's very much a case of like, there's so much I can do, and I just I can't not do it. There's so much that I can try and I can explore. Like, I'm super interested in dipping into various things and trying everything, you know? Why does this just descend into oblivion? Maybe if I'm smart about this and I do that. No. No, because it's going to do that. Okay, alright. I think I'm going to try and find where the page is. Please. Tell me where the page is. I don't know. Oh, I can scroll. Yes, scroll wheel, scroll wheel. Okay, everything's fine. Yeah, I thought it would be relatable. It is so just one of those like, ooh, shiny. That's literally all cosplay is like, here's this thing that I'm currently super interested in. All right, so there's where like the AUDHD comes in. And I tend to look at stuff like this and think, how did it take anyone as long as it did to figure out that that is a thing that I contend with? Like, I don't know why no one was able to pick up on this any sooner. Because looking at it now, I'm like, guys, this is this is so obvious. Like, good grief, this is agonizingly obvious. But then I suppose it's one of those like, hindsight's 2020. Yeah, sure, but also like, come on, come on. It's been staring everyone in the face this whole time, and I'm baffled over how it's taken this long for anyone to pick up on it. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not particularly phased. I think the trouble is with things like this is that if you're like particularly academic, then no one's interested in flagging anything. And it's not it's not until you vocalize that you're finding stuff difficult that anything can change. And I think a lot of the time, I know particularly for me, I've spent pretty much my entire existence assuming that everyone else was dealing with the same thing. Unless I'm not. Like, it's one of those. If it's, I suppose I look at it, okay, all right, this is going to be another one of those. This is a fair comparison, but it's all that I jump to. It's one of those like, if you're born blind, right? That's all you know. So that's all you have as a frame of reference. You don't know what is beyond that. And that was kind of my approach to everything, was like, well, this is just what I've always been like. So I have no reason to assume that anyone else has anything different. So I just kind of shrugged and was like, yeah, right? Kind of shrugged and was like, I guess I'll just suck it up. And that was lethal. Categorically lethal. See, this is the trouble, is I'm then going to start messing with the rest of these. So what I should really do is not that. I should go here, do that, and then take this. So if I do that, I'm just going to have to go all the way back up the sword, and then I'll have the same problem at the other end. It's fine. Fine, I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. Okay. Let's do this. Also, I apologize. My default is to make stupid noises at things when they don't quite work the way they should. So, yeah. You'll have to bear with me on that front. Okay, so now I know that that goes there. So if I take this again, here, hey, look, it's always a good time to make stupid noises. So I see no issue with this. Should get rid of this one, take this, crop that down to the line. Yes. And that is then both of those for each of the points. Okay, that took me longer to figure out than it should have. I apologize. But yeah, it's these kinds of hobbies, you tend to find people have similar things going on. Just because it's like, as I say, with the AUDHD side of it, it's like, here's this thing I'm currently obsessed with. Also, I like to be physical and active and practical. And because I've been cosplaying for such a long time, it's like it was exactly the case with Baldur's Gate 3. You know, I know a bunch of people were the same, but Astarion, like, damn it. And then the Wave Mother robe on Astarion, damn it. So that was that. It's like, well, great. Now I have to make it. So that's how this always goes. Don't need to apologize for a part of the process. I know, but like it always it always just feels so tedious. But that was, and again, I've been over this a million times, but like, it's important. At least I think it's important to show every aspect of a build, because it's very easy to get hung up on like, oh, this final thing is so cool and pretty and whatever, but the amount of nonsense that goes into those, like, the last thing I would ever want is for anyone to be put off by an end result and think, oh man, I could never achieve that. You absolutely can. And that's why I thought showing my processes would be a good way of approaching things. Because everything I do because I've historically had very limited resources. So it's then super accessible, hopefully, to a whole bunch of people, and it'll make a whole lot of sense. Okay, I now theoretically have the sword scaled. So I'm then going to have to transfer this to a USB, stick it in a different laptop, because the printer refuses to connect to any of my stuff and will only connect to my grandparents' laptop, because printers. But I can then print it from there, and then, okay, I got time. So I should then be able to bring the sheets back out here in the garage, start taping stuff together, put something solid on the back so it doesn't flop around all over the place, and then just test it for scale and see whether I actually like the way it has come out. Or if I want to make it bigger or smaller, or yada yada. So, I think I will be safe. And I will do a new one of these. I will do this one. Portrait. A4, okay. Right. And then layout, blank. Now, hopefully, I can just... Can I... If I shift click, can I... Yes, okay. Then I can't scroll. Oh, no, I can. Okay, that's fine. That all of it? Not quite. There we go. Okay, I'm done. Right. Try this again. Please. Please, me. No. Right. Bear with me. I'm an idiot. Right. Copy that. Paste. Awesome. Okay, good. So then, that should be exclusively what I need to make the sword kinda sorta work-ish. In theory. Right. This is gonna take up a disgusting amount of printer ink. That's my only concern. If I can crop... Can I crop some of this out? Because the background removal, I'm pretty sure, is like a premium thing. Which is annoying. So I could have... If I was smart, I could have done this... Do I have GIMP on my laptop? I feel like I don't. I think I do. Alright. It depends how easy it is to faff with it. Now, you know what? I won't bother. I won't bother because I should be able to, like, freeform it. I don't need it to be accurate. So... Give me... Give me options, please. Go away, GIMP. I'm sorry. I know I summoned you, but I retract that. Right. Scale. There always used to be like a freeform. Don't know whether it exists on WPS. It may not. And if it doesn't, then I'm gonna have to get slightly creative with it, maybe. Don't know if I'm going to get away with this. Which is only slightly annoying. Yeah, that is my primary concern, is wasting ink. Maybe I do need to go on GIMP. I should, if I copy things one to one, it should be okay. Let me see if I remember how to do this. Because I did a bunch of this when I was making, like, emotes and stuff for the chat. So, Maybe I'll remember how to do it. Maybe, if I'm lucky. Uh, sure, let's do that. Ah, okay, interesting, interesting. I'll see if I can, I'll see if I can mess with it on here. Uh, right. If I do it 1-to-1, then I can just take an eraser around, actually. That's fine. Yeah, screw it. Let's just take a massive eraser around. Messing with the brightness. Ah, interesting. Yeah, that's not a terrible play. I'm going to see if I can just erase this and then everything will be fine. Okay, let's anchor this. Uh, get rid of that. It's better than not. I don't like that the edges are feathered. That's annoying me. Be just a solid thing, please. There we go. Okay. It's going to be so ugly, but I don't care. I may have to... Okay, right. New plan, new plan. Get rid of this one. Discard changes. Right. New. And then what is the set transparent color button under pictures? Yeah. Yeah, it is, which is super irritating. Because, again, I don't want to pay for software or whatever. They have an A4 template on here. Hell yeah. Nice. All right, everything should be fine then. Enough. Why does that then come out so small? It's supposed to be A4. Yeah. Yeah, because I used to do a bunch of stuff like that on WPS, and then no, and I was gutted, really. Right. Let's take this. Unless I can take a button. No. No, I'm overcomplicating it. Just gonna... Right. And then in theory, I should be able to do this. I may or may not be overcomplicating literally everything. But what's new? Such a mess. It's a case of, does it even actually work? Might not. Nothing is ever easy. Right, take that. It was this one. So in theory, if I line that up with that, don't like that I'm missing a bit. But also that's not the worst. But I don't like that I'm missing a bit. I don't know, this feels like a terrible idea. There must be an easier way of doing this. Set transparent color. Please. Please don't be a thing that I have to pay for. Please. This one. Okay. Well, can I just... Oh, okay, and I can't do more than one. Cool. Mm, no. Yeah, that's super annoying. Background removal. Will you allow me? No. You're gonna want me to pay for it. Screw you. Right. That's what I thought. That's what I was afraid of. Mess with the color brightness until the background's white. It might not be a bad idea. It's just whether... It's the extent to which I can do that. Okay, well, I can see things better by doing that for starters, which is nice. Ah, okay, that's not too bad. And then set transparent color this. It's not going to be white, though. The printer's still going to register that as a color rather than being white. Okay, in fairness, if I just make it really crusty. No, that's too crusty. Nah. I think the printer's still going to have a seizure. Right. I have no idea what else this is going to be undoing now. But I'm afraid. Maybe that's the most I can get away with. I don't know. Okay. I do that, and then this might just be the way I have to go about it, which is pain. Okay, in fairness, this seems to pretty much match up, so if I get rid of this one... Go away. Right, hopefully that is then fine. I'm probably just going to have to go through these one by one and be in pain. But that's fine. That's fine. I got time to do that. I got time. It's not ideal, but I got time. I just do everything on GIMP. Anchor. Zoom in. Do. Oh, I can just press plus. You're right. You're right. Can I not make it like square? That'd be nicer. Do that. Faster to make the background color transparent for the whole image. Probably. I'm thinking at this point, if I'm just taking an eraser around it real quick and then sticking it back in, it might end up quicker than trying to recrop everything. I'm hoping that's the case. Because at least then I can align everything. Damn it, of course. At least then I can align everything that I've already got with the removed version. It's just a very slapdash method. But then what's new, I guess? At least I can kind of line everything up this way. And then hopefully, as I say, the printer won't have such a hard time figuring this out. That line up? Looks like it lines up. Cool. Get rid of that. Put that in there. Nice. Yeah, I think this is going to be slightly quicker at this point. It's just a little bit annoying. Anchor. Then I'm thinking maybe I should change. Okay. That's fine. Maybe. No, that works. That works. All right. It's going to use a lot of color as is. So if I can try and conserve at least some of that, probably going to be a good thing. I can print it in black and white, so that's not the end of the world. As long as I can align it all, I'm unbothered. Okay, so that does line up, but then I'm missing that little top bit. So what I might do, take that in, and just deal with it being a bit weird. I can't afford to miss anything particularly. At least that way, it's lining up, so I'm less bothered. It is pixelated to high hell, though. It's whether that matters or not. Okay. I think I know how to fix that. And I think what I do is, when I do the next one, I have too many slides open. Let me close this one because I'm getting confused. All right, fine. What is this? Oh, this is the printable. So hang on, was I doing it on the wrong one anyway? Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. Right, that one. No. God's sake. Standard. Okay. This one. Take this. This is the problem. Too many tabs. Right. Anchor. Fine. Get rid of this. This time, I'm going to take the screen grab from further away, because that should make it less crusty. Right. Grab that. Go back here. Go here. Make it bigger so I can at least see what I'm doing. Alright, it's still pretty crusty. Whatever. Whatever. I am not particularly phased. As long as I've got a decent frame of reference. As long as it all kind of matches up to what's underneath. Does it match up? It pretty much matches up. Right. Copy that. As I say, there will be way smarter ways of doing this than what I am doing. But oh well. Fine. It's whatever. If it works, then I'll take it for now. Because I don't have... Oh, I don't really have the time to try and figure something else out at the minute. The thing with doing this before work. Then it's kind of like the better time to do this sort of thing. It's like, yeah, my time is limited, but at least I know I can spend it doing this. And then I can save when I've got more time for other things. And I realized, I think, what, last night? I thought I only had Tuesday off. I've got Tuesday and Wednesday. So, actually, I could probably get quite stuck in with a few things. But it's probably going to be my bedroom, because that's going to require a couple of days, at least. Whereas stuff like this, super easy to do just early in the mornings. That seems okay. So if that is okay, I'm going to get rid of this first. Yeah. Good enough. I'm getting there. That's fine. Doing this at 6 a.m. Actually, it's not even 4 a.m. where I'm at. But that's... So that's... I've got a pretty unique advantage in that respect. Because I go to bed stupid early, and then I wake up stupid early. And I've been in the habit of that for a few years now. So it's... I started doing it so that I could get in the gym when no one else was around. Because I was hideously anxious, and I didn't want anyone else to be around while I was in there. And then after a while, I was like, actually, you know what? It's really nice being in the gym with no one else around. Like, I don't have to wait for any equipment to be free. I can just get on with stuff. It's pretty great. Yeah, if it works, right? And it definitely does, for me at least. Now, it's not one of those things that I'd recommend a whole bunch if you've got anything vaguely close to a social life, because it will absolutely 100% impact your ability to see people and get involved in stuff. But then it depends, because I go to bed very early, get up just after midnight. So, in that sense, if people are still awake that sort of time, then yeah, I'll be around. You know, like I've had quite a few of the Faerun Fates guys hop in and out because they're still awake because they're loons. But that's been awesome. Just like, oh hey guys, how's it going? Oh, you're off to bed? Sweet. Sweet dreams. I'll be here. But it was like that when I was sharing a place with a few of them over MCM. Like, I was awake consistently at like 4 a.m. at the latest. And that for me is late. But I was kind of like sneaking around, sorting my stuff out, trying not to wake any of them up, and failing in most cases. But no one killed me, which I was very grateful for, and I said as much. I did try to keep quiet.
I ended up spending most of my time just in the upstairs bathroom with my headphones on. Had breakfast in there because it's like, well, don't want to go into the lounge where other people are and turn on lights and stuff. Like, that's just uncool. So I'll exist in the bathroom. I don't mind. I accept my fate. I've done this to myself. So, you know. But it also meant that, like, by the time other people were sort of groggy and waking up, I was up, makeup was on, hair was done. It's like, yep, cool. Let's go. Let's do this thing. But by the same token, when they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go out to wherever tonight," it's like, "Cool, you guys have fun. I'm going to bed." So it's definitely not a social thing, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But I enjoy the peace and the darkness. It's less stimulating. It's just nice. I'm markedly less bothered by existence when it's this early in the morning. Where's my drink? My throat is dying. Gonna have to go get more water in a sec. A mate of mine who was recently, very very recently, diagnosed ADHD as well as because he had the autism already, but he came sidled up to me one day and was like, "Hey, you'll never guess what." It's like, bruh, are we twinning? But yeah, okay, okay, fair enough. But I warned him, like, if you're gonna do ADHD meds, then take it easy. Be advised that you're probably going to need to drink a stupid amount of water for the first couple hours after you've taken them. And for the rest of the day, it's completely fine. But, like, start with your head will explode. Your mouth is a desert. Just be prepared. And that's another benefit to getting up as early as I do. It's like I can deal with all of the side effects before I need to be anywhere or see anyone. So I used to get up later. I say used to, like, literally within this last week is when I changed that. But I used to get up later on Sundays because I didn't have to be anywhere. Like, I didn't have the gym. But then I still would have to deal with the side effects of the meds. And it just meant that by that point I was around other people and it was just kind of hideously awkward, to be honest. Like, it just wasn't fun to have to deal with that. Can you snap to where you're supposed to be, please? Thank you. Seems pretty okay. Alright, then it's just this. And hopefully that will then make everything kinda sorta printable. That's the aim. Then I can actually go and print this. Wouldn't that be nice? Do something vaguely productive today. Hard to tell where the line is for this, so I'll just call it that. Woo, indeed. Finally. Finally have a thing. It's only taken me this long. But these are always the stages that take the longest, so I'm not I'm not super butthurt about it, to be honest. Okay, where do I want this to start? probably here. Yeah, works perfectly. Okay. Good, good, good. So, how do I then... Okay, if I put that in that corner, yes. Alright, brain. Brain exists. Everything's fine. Okay, good. That looks nuts. That's fine. That's fine. It's... Look, for all I know, I can print this out, and it's still not to the right scale anyway. So, swings and roundabouts. Right, I do want to do all of them on a new one, though. So, blah, 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 this one. This one, this one. Whatever. A4 portrait. Okay, that one. Layout. Blank, please and thank you. Then, start by clicking on the one I actually want. I'm learning. I'm not, but I'll pretend I am. Fine. Frustration is a great teacher. Okay. Yeah, I know that bit exists, but does it need to? If I do this, that problem. No, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Just do the thing. Okay. So I've got the old version anyway, so if I put FDL sword printable save. Right. I now have to move this onto the USB that I hope I brought out here. I don't see it immediately, which concerns me. Because if I put it down somewhere that isn't in my immediate vicinity, I'm not going to know where it is. And that's what looks to be the case here. Awesome. That's so standard. Okay. Ah, and it looks like I should probably be getting ready for work soon, which is mildly frustrating. Because I really would rather be here finishing all of this. So, okay, I can at the very least go and print some stuff off. But then by the time I've faffed with that and I get back, am I going to have time to tape everything together? I'll make time. I'll make time. It's fine. I can walk to work pretty quick. And if I have to get a bus, then I can get a bus. Let me hit the BRB screen and let me give it one of these. I'm gonna go find that USB, unless I just email it to myself, which I might. Since I'm not currently streaming any of my personal info, it's probably fine. So let me get rid of that. Save that. That is sword printable. And if I email that to myself, I think the one I want is this. Da, 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 da. And I'll say one because there's every chance I might need to print more than one version of this. That. Skedaddle and sleep. Yes, please. Please do that. That is a very sensible thing to do. By the time I next have all of this running, I should be able to show something. So that'll be good. I'll see what I can get done Just checking I've definitely got the right email because it'll be weird if this gets sent to someone else, but I think that's right. Um, what do you mean it wasn't recognized? That is definitely my email. Well, now I'm concerned. All right. Yes. Anyway, you go do your thing. I'm gonna continue figuring this out because apparently my email just isn't recognized, which I'm not stoked by. Um, yeah. You go sleep. I will try and finish up at least most of this, and even if I'm taping it together next time, at least I've got something. So catch you in a bit, and I'm gonna continue to faff with this.
Okay, so good news and bad news. The good news is I was successful in printing the things. Bad news is it took longer to set everything up than I had thought. My perception of time is terrible, and I do not have long before I need to run, really. So, what I'm going to say is I'm going to say that what I'm going to do is sort that out again. So, what I'm going to do is for now, I'm going to have to call it here, but I can confirm that everything worked the way I wanted it to. Um, close that one. Can I open? Yeah, we can. Okay. Let's... don't don't mind this. This is how I entertain myself. Right. So I have managed to print things. They having very briefly observed what I've printed, it looks like it's pretty feasible. But there's no way of knowing until I assemble it all, and I've got a plan for that. But it's going to require me to have set up a couple of cams to show what I'm doing anyway. So for now, I'm going to call it here. Thank you for stopping by. I will be back on this, I'd expect, tomorrow, but also there are other things that I could be doing tomorrow. Either way, I'll be streaming something tomorrow, whether it's this or whether it's me addressing the murder wall in my bedroom. I don't know, but it'll be something. But I have to run because I'm gonna be late to work if I don't. But I will catch you guys tomorrow for more shenanigans. Definitely more shenanigans. And yeah, I would say happy Monday, except who says that? That's not a thing. And I'll catch you guys in a bit.